What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to AJFBA. So this video is all about getting your first real parcel shipped off to Amazon. I have done another video where I go through tips and tricks on how to pack up and all things that have worked for me over the time. So again, share the link to that video, go in and check it out. This is what happens in between that video where you actually go on the Seller Central and you have to upload the products. I'm going to again show you tips and tricks. So you're kind of watching these two videos in conjunction, but they were far too long. So hopefully you've appreciated that I've separated them. Okay, so appreciate this isn't going to be the same quality with the webcam on, but this is the sellers, this is Profitl. So log into Profitl or log into whatever site you're using to scan. I like Profitl because I can go to scan history. I like it because it'll bring up all the things that I have scanned. So I can go down here and go, okay, which one was it that I was looking for? Well, this is one of them here. I'm going to rescan it. So I've scanned this product here. This is the ASIN from the day I was out. It was this Blippy veterinary, whatever it's called. 60 to 90 sales a month, 32% ROI, so 1.59. And I do find Profitl at times is maybe slightly under the profit. I actually think that they're more reserved, which I don't mind because at least then if I go, God, that's not bad profit, I'll always get a nice surprise then when it comes through. I can check their stock. But this video isn't about how to use Profitl. I've done that video and I've had the CEO director on talking about Profitl, but you can just do this anyway and check it out just to double check. So yes, I am at a high level content with this good. So what I do is then I copy the ASIN. I go into my Seller Central. I then search for the ASIN here. It brings it up. As I can see, this is the product. Yep, no problem. Sell. Yes. And obviously this is a product that I have been ungated in. This product was unlocked anyway, so I didn't have to get ungated, but obviously sometimes you might have a product that will come up saying you need to get the manufacturers. And again, I've done a video on ungating, go in and check that out and it'll give you the details that you need to understand what that means. But this is simple, assuming you've no issues getting through, you'll go through. Your price doesn't really matter about doing all this. They always ask you to tick these boxes. New, you're going to do fulfilled by Amazon because that's where you're doing it. Or do fulfilled by a merchant if that's your case. How much you're looking to sell doesn't really matter because until it's live in the warehouse, prices change. I always find that once the shipment arrives, that's when you'll go on and do your pricing. That works for me anyway because I have seen you might put it on a £12, but perhaps by the time it goes, all those sellers have sold out and the item is at £15. Obviously on the flip side, it could work the other way where you're down, but that's the plan anyway. I'm going to ship it in. Now, I wasn't too sure of this product, so I'm not shipping in too many of them. I've only got so many, but that is the key. Be careful, but that is the key. I've got 30 days to return them back into the store, so that's why I do like retail because it gives you that comfort blanket that if things don't sell, I could probably get rid of some of the stock. So that's it. Save and continue. It comes through to this section then. It'll ask you for prep. Now, prep for this item, there is none. It's all sealed, it's no issues. And again, check out my video where I talk about the different types of prepping that you may need. But for this, no problem whatsoever. That goes straight in. So what do you do here? You go to prep, choose a category, straight down to the bottom. No prep needed, but you can see all the different preps that would be required. But nope, don't need it. Save. Who's going to print the label? Seller, you can obviously pay Amazon, but when you're starting off, you don't want to waste that money, and you don't need to. You see, when you get them all printed off, it takes 2 seconds, so it's not worth 25p in my opinion. Save, and that's it. Put in the amount of units, and that is ready to shipment, but that is it on file. So what I do is I go to manage all inventory, and this is all my inventory here, and you go to manage inventory, you can scroll down and click it. So say, for example, these were the items that I was going to pack. I would click all of them, and then I go to send replenish inventory. Click on that. You have a list of 6. Do you want to continue? The answer is yes. And then that will bring you to the page where all the products are listed. Some you might have to do all the prep that I've showed you for them all. Okay, so all your products will be here to the left. I went through and done all the prepping as I've shown you. For every item is prepped, ready to go. Whether you need bubble wrap or special packaging, that depends on the product. For me, I always try my best, especially with toys. I've done plush toys and stuff, but I've always found just pick stuff that doesn't really matter if it takes a bit of a beating, especially in the early days when you're starting. But obviously a good product's a good product, but ones that maybe have a 20%, even 30% ROI, but it requires special packaging or maybe the box needs to be delicately looked after, I just personally avoid it unless you can get a huge quantity and it's worth your time. But for one item, sometimes I just sort of avoid it, especially at the start. Different now, but at the start I would just try to look at products that are easy to pick up and ship, products that won't require much delicate products that can take a bit of a beating. These will help you a lot. So these are the issues you don't want to have, is like those Funko Pops. I bought a load of them. They were a disaster. People complaining, open them, oh, they're damaged, all returned. So anyway, this is done. I went through, put all my quantities of all the different stuff that I have here. So then you hit print SQ label. It'll prompt you again, all the quantities, so you can double check it. I've already triple checked it anyway, so I'm sure. I hit print. Gives you a PDF. I always go with 44 labels just because you get more for it, and usually a lot of the packages are smaller. So I find that's good. Make sure to print with paper down into your printer. Every printer will be different, but you decide that you don't want the print on down, and then it will go through. Make sure all your labels fit. The stickers, I made that mistake where I printed off a whole sheet and some of the labels were ever so slightly down, and by the end maybe it only looked like the last 5 didn't fit on the page. So then I printed it a couple of times and I was like, oh, I'll just reuse these labels. And it turned out then that when I shipped them in Amazon, I realized that a couple of the labels, the barcodes were wrong, everything was pushed down. If that doesn't make sense, just trust me. It turned out that I labeled stuff wrongly. I had to get them to manually relabel. And they did that, and then one of the products they found that to finally relabel it, and then they just lost it, even though I've got pictures of the warehouse team that sent me the product saying, we have it, we're going to relabel it. You think that's it, it's sorted, but it never got added to my inventory. And then Amazon just said, oh, sorry, that's it. And I go, well, you had it, you had the product, you didn't relabel it. There's the evidence. And yeah, for £20. And that's the problem. They will fight you back and they'll ask you and it'll be repeated and it's all stupid question after stupid question, and they will just ignore, or they will just not answer you and close the case, and then it just grinds you down to the point where you go, oh, for the sake of £15, £20, I'll let it go. But it is poor, and at the start you will fight those cases, but the more you do it, the more you just accept it. That's Amazon. They will lose your products. It's terrible, awful customer service, but that's enough about that. So now that I have all my labels, I will go ahead and put them on all my products, and then you pack it all up and then you ship the box. I will do that in the other video, but on this here, we'll talk about how you print off the label. So once they are all packed, you go pack individual labels. That is fine. It'll calculate what it needs to do, all 69 units, 18 different items. It'll validate it, and then it'll come up saying, right, can all these fit in one box? Sometimes you'll need 2, sometimes you'll need 3, whatever, but in this scenario, it can all fit in one box. I confirm that that is correct. Then this is where you use a measuring tape or a ruler to measure the size of box, and then you measure the weight. I know already that my box is going to be 9 kg. If in doubt, or maybe your scale isn't quite right, always round it up. Plenty of room to allow maneuvering, so I don't mind just always being a bit over. So some of the boxes I have that don't actually fit the requirements, anything over 63.5, as you can see here, will not fit. So I'm just going to cheekily put it that it's 63.5, even though it's slightly bigger, but the box in the other dimensions is really small, so it won't be rejected, but they could reject it, but I don't mind doing that. No one's going to come out and go, oh, it's 3 centimeters off, when it's so much smaller everywhere else. As you can see, all my other dimensions are quite small, and the parcel itself doesn't weigh a lot, so that'll be fine. Maximize it 63.5. and content with that. Confirm and continue. But again, probably always, if you can, get the boxes within the size. Tomorrow is Tuesday and I'm going to ship it tomorrow. And you can see here, it'll be costing me £3.43 to post this. Now, if you're new to the Amazon, you get up to £80 free credit for your first load of shipping. So that is good. But like I said, you'll want to be sure that you're shipping as much as possible based on the size. They will charge you a lot more. Bigger sizes, bigger the parcel, the more heavier, the more you pay, but that's not too bad, £3.43, and that is me dropping it off to them, to my local UPS point, where you can obviously get them to come here if you wish, but it's more of a fee for that. Then you can see it goes print, funny enough, and this will be just like the labels. I'll show you this because there's nothing that I want to hide here. You can see this comes up here, print, all your details are on it, where it's going to be shipped to. Then you just hit print, surprise, surprise, hit print. So then you have your labels. I fold over this one and I stick these to the box. That will be in the other video, but it's as easy as that. That is it, ready to go. Yet another shipment to be shipped in Amazon. This is Q4. Things I've noticed are a bit slower right now, but that is as simple as the process goes. That should, all being well, gets dropped off first thing tomorrow. by the end of the week, that will be checked into Amazon's warehouses. That's the video. Hope you found that one informative. Like I said, very, very simple. You go on, you check your previous scan, and you just copy and paste it over. And again, it gives you a third way of checking. So you're checking it in store, then you're coming home, you're doing the packaging again, just to double check everything to make sure it fits in the box. And then the third check is actually uploading all of this detail back on to Seller Central. That way you're checking your own gating, making sure that everything is correct. You know exactly what you can fit in your box. Everything is good to go. It's a nice way of double, triple checking everything before it goes off to Amazon. So once you know it is out for shipment, everything is as perfect as can be, and you are ready. And again, just double check that you have taken a photograph. I like to just do that. It does no harm. Take a photograph of the parcel when you drop it off. I'll catch you in the next video. And don't forget, if you're looking for more Amazon tips and tricks, all my Amazon FBA videos you'll find in this playlist. Please like and subscribe. Help me grow this channel. I appreciate everybody, guys. Let's keep winning. Peace.